Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatin or Amanina binti YUSOF, and today we are going to be looking into Malaysia education system. So, before we start, have you ever think that if you had the power to change something in Malaysia education system, then what would it be? Today, we are going to focus on what Malaysia did as an initiative to compete with other countries in terms of education. It is my pleasure to be here today to talk about a crucial policy document that has shaped and will continue to shape the future of Malaysia's education system, which is the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 until 2025. Before we dive in, let's talk about the blueprint's background and its purpose. The Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 until 2025 was launched following an extensive review of the country's education system. The review process began in October 2011, led by the Ministry of Education with input from international organizations like UNESCO, the World Bank, and the OECD. More than 55,000 individuals, including teachers, parents, students, and policymakers, contributed to shaping this blueprint. The blueprint was introduced due to increasing concerns about the quality of education in Malaysia. While access to education had improved significantly over the decades, studies showed that student performance was declining in international assessments like PISA, Program for International Students Assessment, and TIMSS, Trends in International Mathematics and Science Study. Furthermore, employers was expressing concerns that Malaysian graduates lack critical thinking and communication skills necessary for the 21st century workforce. By this, to transform Malaysia's education system, the blueprint sets out five key aspirations. Firstly, we have access. It is to ensure every Malaysian child has access to quality education from preschool to upper secondary school with universal enrollment by 2020. The education system will remain committed to developing students in holistic manners. One of the actions that was taken is schools must strive to ensure that every student meets the minimum standard, which is passing core subjects such as Bahasa Melayu, English, Mathematics, Science, Moral Education, or Islamic Education by the end of Form 5. Secondly, we have quality. As we can see, Malaysian education system has improved over the years, but other countries have advanced faster, widening the achievement gap. International assessment shows a decline in Malaysian students' performance. To compete globally, the education system must improve, focusing on mathematics, science, English, and higher order thinking skills like problem solving and reasoning. For example, raising learning standards to place Malaysia in the top 3 of international rankings such as PISA and TIMSS within 15 years. Thirdly, we have equity. This is to reduce achievement gaps based on socioeconomic, gender, and geographical factors by 50% by 2020. The education gap in Malaysia is influenced by three key factors. Firstly, we have parents' education level, household income, and financial aid received by students. Students from low-income families tend to perform worse than those from wealthier backgrounds. To address this, the education system aims to support social mobility by providing additional assistance, ensuring that socioeconomic status does not determine a student's success. Bridging this gap will create a more fair education system in Malaysia. Moreover, we have unity. This is to create a cohesive society where students from different backgrounds learn together and embrace diversity. It is also to create an education system that offers shared experiences and values to children while appreciating diversity. This also gives out the harmony image of Malaysia. Lastly, we have efficiency. Efficient budget management is crucial for maximizing student achievement in Malaysia's education system. The government's significant investment in education must yield the best outcomes. Schools play a key role in ensuring effective resource education, allowing principals and teachers to focus on quality teaching. Proper distribution and management of resources are essentials to achieve the desired education's performance. In short, efficiency is to maximize students' outcome while optimizing education budget, allocation, and resources. Beyond these system-wide outcomes, stakeholders were also very clear on what quality should be at the individual student level. In a nutshell, educators, parents, students, and other members of the public were united in a vision of education as a vehicles for the holistic development of children from the intellectual, spiritual, emotional, and physical dimension. Looking ahead, the blueprint will continue to use the national education philosophy's vision of a balanced education as its foundation for individual students' aspirations. By this, there are six key attributes needed by every student to be globally competitive. Firstly, we have knowledge. At the most basic level, every child will be fully literate and numerate. Beyond this, it is important that students master core subjects such as mathematics and science and are informed with a rounded general knowledge of Malaysia, Asia, and the world. This would include their histories, people, and geography. Students will also be encouraged to develop their knowledge and skills in other areas as the arts, music, and sports. Secondly, thinking skills. Every child will learn how to continue acquiring knowledge throughout their lives, instilling a love for acquiring lifelong learning, to be able to connect different pieces of knowledge and to create new knowledge. Every child will master a range of important cognitive skills, including critical thinking, reasoning, creative thinking, and innovation. This is an area where the system has historically fallen short, with students being less able than they should be in applying knowledge and thinking critically outside familiar academic context. Third, we have leadership skills. In our increasingly interconnected world, being able to lead and work effectively with others is critical. The education system will help every student to reach his or her full potential by creating formal and informal opportunities for students to work in teams and to take on leadership roles. In the context of education system, leadership encompasses four dimensions: entrepreneurship, resilience, emotional intelligence, and strong communication skills. Number four, we have bilingual proficiency. Every child will be at minimum operationally proficient in Bahasa Malaysia as a national language and language of unity, and in English as the international language of communication. This means that upon leaving school, the student should be able to work in both a Bahasa Malaysia and English language environment. The ministry will also encourage all students that learn an additional language such as Mandarin, Japanese, or French. Second last, we have ethnics and spiritually. The education system will include strong ethnics and spirituality in every child to prepare them to rise to the challenges that will inevitably face in adult life, to resolve conflict peacefully, to employ sound judgment and principles during critical moments, and to have courage to do what is right. The education system also seeks to nurture caring individuals who gainfully contribute to the betterment of the community. Last but not least, we have national identity, an unshakable sense of national identity tied to the principle of the Rukun Negara is necessary for Malaysia's success and future. Every child will proudly identify themselves as Malaysians, irrespective of ethnicity, religion, and socio-economic status. Achieving this patriotism requires that every child understands the country's history and shares common aspiration for the future. Establishing a true national identity also requires a strong sense of inclusiveness. This can be achieved through not only learning to understand and accept diversity, but to embrace it. The Ministry has sought input from a broad range of stakeholders, from educationists and academics to parents and students, on what would be required to deliver on the aspiration identified. Given the volume of input, there was a surprisingly high degree of consensus on some topics such as the importance of rising the quality of teachers. There were also topics such as the future of language education where there were mixed responses. By this, we can look into 11 shift to transform the system education. Firstly, we have provide equal access to quality education of an international standard. Malaysia aims to raise educational standards to be on par with top performing countries. This involves aligning curricular assessments and teaching standards with international benchmarks such as TIMSS and PISA. This is also to ensure universal access to quality education across urban and rural areas. This is also implementing the HOTS, or as we know as higher order thinking skills, to move beyond rote learning and emphasize critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving. The goal is to ensure that every child, regardless of the background should have access to high quality education that prepares them for the future. Second, we have ensure every student is proficient in Bahasa Malaysia and English. As we all know, Malaysia is a multilingual society, and proficiency in both Bahasa Malaysia, or as we know as BM, and English is crucial for national unity and global competitiveness. This strategy includes strengthening BM as the national language of unity while maintaining strong English competency, expanding the dual language program, or we know as DLP, where subjects like mathematics and science can be taught in English in selected schools. This is also to improve English teachers' competency through training and English language proficiency test, or we know as CEFR aligned. Lastly, it can enhance reading and writing program such as Linus, literacy and numeracy screening to ensure students master both languages from an early age. This is to strive to produce bilingual individuals who can thrive in both local and international settings. Thirdly, we have developed values-driven Malaysian. Education should not just focus on academics, but also on character building and moral values. This shift promotes integrating moral and ethical values into the curriculum and co-curriculum activities and daily school interactions. This also promotes strengthening civic education, religious studies, and social responsibility programs to encourage students to be ethical, tolerant, and respectful of diversity. This also promotes introduce the national identity programs to instill a sense of patriotism and community service. This is to achieve and produce holistic students who are knowledgeable, ethical, and socially responsible. Number 4, we have transform teaching into a profession of choice. As we know, teachers are the backbone of the education system. This shift aims to elevate the status of teaching by attracting top-performing students to join the teaching profession through competitive salaries, scholarships, and career development opportunities. This is also to enhance teacher training programs with 21st century teaching methods. This is also can implement performance-based incentive to reward high-performing educators by encouraging continuous professional development, or as we know as CPD, through workshops, mentoring, and leadership training. It can also elevate the status of teaching. The goal of this shift is to make teaching a highly respected and well compensated profession, attracting the best talents. Number 5, we have ensure high performing school leaders. School leadership at the school level is crucial for driving positive change. This shift involves strengthening the selection on and training of school leaders, including principals and senior teachers. This also involve establishing a national leadership academy to groom future school heads with effective management and leadership skills. This also involves holding school leaders accountable for performance through key performance indicators, or as we know as KPLs, and regular assessment. The goal is to ensure that every school has a competent, visionary leader who can create a high-performing learning environment. Number 6, we have empower state and district education departments. Decentralization is key to improving responsiveness at local levels. This shift includes giving district and state education officers more decision-making power and resources to address local challenges. This is also includes establishing district transformation programs where education officers monitor and support struggling schools. This also includes strengthening collaboration between schools and local education authorities to ensure tailored solutions rather than one-size-fits-all approach. The goal is to empower local education departments to be more effective in supporting schools and improving students' outcomes. Number 7, we have leverage ICT to improve learning quality. Aligning with this modern world, the digital era requires education to integrate technology for better learning experiences. This shift promotes expanding internet connectivity and smart classrooms in schools. This also promotes developing interactive e-learning platforms such as Frog VLE virtual learning environment and Google Classroom. This also promotes training teachers in ICT-based teaching methodologies to enhance digital literacy. This also includes introducing blended learning approaches, combining face-to-face online and online instruction. The goal is to create a tech-savvy education system that uses ICT to enhance teaching and learning. Number 8, we have transform education delivery through public-private partnerships. Collaboration with the private sector, NGOs, and international organizations help to improve school infrastructure through corporate sponsorships and community initiatives. This is also helped to bring in industry expertise to improve vocational and technical education, or as we know as TVET. This is also can expand programs like Teach for Malaysia, where professionals contribute to teaching in underprivileged schools. This also can encourage corporate social responsibility, or as we know as CSR projects in education. The goal is to leverage private sector resources to improve schools' facilities, curriculum, and teacher in training. Number 9, we have improve transparency and public confidence in the education system. To build public trust, the government focuses on greater transparency and accountability by publishing national education reports detailing students' performance, school rankings, and resource allocations. They also conduct public consultations and stakeholder engagement sessions to ensure inclusivity in policy making. They also implement parent and community engagement programs, or we know as PIBG, to encourage active participation in schools. This is also to make communication between parents and educators easier. The goal is to ensure the education system in Malaysia is transparent, accountable, and aligned with public expectations. Second last, we have maximize student outcomes for every ringgit spent. The government aims to ensure efficient spending in education by conducting budget reviews to allocate funds effectively to prioritize areas. For example, like teacher training and infrastructure. This is also to reduce unnecessary expenditures and improving cost management. This is also to invest in impact-driven programs that yield measurable students' improvements. The target is to ensure that every ringgit spent on educational leads to tangible improvements in student learning and schools performance. Last but not least, number 11, we have increased access to quality educational for all. Inclusive education is a priority, ensuring that every child, regardless of background or ability, has access to quality education. This shift includes expanding special education programs for students with disabilities. This also includes improving access to rural and indigenous students by building more schools and hostels. This also provides this also includes providing financial assistance, which is scholarships, school aid, and free meals for underprivileged students. The target is to close educational gaps and ensuring every child has an equal opportunity to succeed. These 11 shifts aim to transform Malaysia's education system into a high-quality, equitability, and intentionally competitive system. By focusing on student outcomes, teacher quality, technology, leadership, and inclusivity, the blueprint ensures that the next generation is well prepared for the challenges of the 21st century. The Malaysian Education Blueprint 2013 and 2025, or also known as PPPM, has significant implications for teachers in various aspects, including teaching professional development, technology skills, and their role as visionary educators and role models. From this, we will be looking into the implications of PPPM for teachers. Firstly, we have teaching and pedagogical practices. Teachers are expected to adopt student-centered and higher-order thinking skills, or also known as HOTS, approaches in their teaching. This emphasis is placed on differentiated learning to cater to students of varying abilities. The curriculum is designed to promote critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity, requiring teachers to shift from traditional rote learning methods. Secondly, we have professional development. Teachers are provided with continuous training and upskilling programs to enhance their teaching quality. The professional learning community, or also known as PLC, model is introduced to encourage knowledge sharing and peer collaboration. A more structured career pathway is established, allowing teachers to advance based on performance rather than tenure. Thirdly, we have technology skills and digital integration. Teachers must integrate ICT tools and digital platforms into their teaching to create more engaging and interactive lessons. Training in e-learning platforms and educational applications is provided to enhance teaching effectiveness. The shift towards blended and aligned learning requires teachers to be adaptable and technological profession. For example, the usage of Frog VLE and Google Classroom. Number four, we have visionary educators and role models. Teachers are expected to have a clear vision in shaping the future of education and inspiring students. As role models, they must demonstrate strong moral values, integrity, and professionalism in their daily interactions. Their leadership is fostering an inclusive and positive learning environment, helps instill lifelong learning habits among students. The PPM significantly transformed the role of teachers, requiring them to be adaptable, innovative, and continuously improving their skills. By embracing new teaching strategies, professional development opportunities, and technological advancement, teachers play a crucial role in shaping Malaysia's future generation while setting a positive example for their students. In summary, the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 until 2025 is a comprehensive plan that aims to improve access, quality, equity, unity, and efficiency in education. While it presents challenges, especially for teachers, its long-term benefit could position Malaysia among the top education system globally. As educators, policymakers, and citizens, it is our responsibility to support and adapt to these changes. Teachers, in particular, play a critical role in shaping future generations, and they deserve the training and resources necessary to succeed. I encourage I encourage you all to reflect on this blueprint and this about how we can contribute to make its vision a reality. That's all from me. Thank you.